This lesson is where we're going to work with jUnit test. We're going to create an application and test that application. Open your environment, but before you open it, make sure that you subscribe it, you're following our social media. Now it's time to make an application and test using jUnit. We're going to create a safe box. It's a place where we're going to keep our money safe. We're going to have a method to check the balance, add money, take out money, see if our box is empty or not, and that's basic for our safe box. Let's create here a new class and say SafeBox boolean is open. We need to see if our box is open. Private double to see the balance of our safe box, of course, because we want to see. A private also a field to store our string of the owner. Another field that is going to hold the type of our box type. Okay, this is going to be just in type. Yeah, for now it's fine. If our box type is equal to 1, we're going to say it's for tuition fees purpose. If it's 2, going to be for travel. So let's create these constants here. Public int, they're going to be static. Int what? This one is going to be tuition. This is going to be fine. Okay, tuition. This is going to be 1, otherwise, which is 2. The second possibility is going to be for travel purpose. 2. Cool. Let's now make a construction. Alt insert. Let's take only the balance, the owner, and the type of our account. Cool. We want to start with the owner. That's more logic. Here, come to the balance. Finally, we want the box type. Here, let's make the same order. Cool. Here we have. Remove this line here. Put it here. Let's create a method that's going to add money to our box and return the balance. Public return type is going to be double add money. This is going to take a double amount of money to be added. We're going to take the balance, say this is equal to balance plus the amount, and return the balance. Okay, how we want to remove, let's just select Ctrl D to duplicate, come here and write remove money. Balance is going to be balance minus amount, minus equal the amount, because we want to remove from the balance. Now let's check if it's open. Boolean return type is open. Okay, return is open state. Initially is open is going to be what? False. No, we're going to add it to initially be true. Cool, it's open initially. Now what we are missing, we have how to add money, remove money. We have, now let's check the type. Public boolean. If it's not a tuition account, is for travel, so we can write is tuition. So is for tuition, and we're going to return our box type needs to be equal to tuition. Only that. If our box type is equal to tuition, simply. How we have this class, we want to test it. We won't run it in a main method. We're going to use jUnit for that. We want to test the units or the methods. What we have to do, let's come up here. jUnit is already a framework embedded in IntelliJ. So all you have to do is come here, Alt Enter, create test, jUnit, select jUnit 5 here, SafeBox Test. This is the class that is going to contain our methods responsible for testing our SafeBox class. Why this class is not equal to SafeBox only? Because every change that you make on the original class SafeBox doesn't need to be seen on the test. So that's why we have this difference, a class specific for testing and a class for the source in itself. SafeBox Test, you can see the name. If you want to change, but I recommend you to don't change. And here we have methods that we can check. And if we check these methods, we are saying that we want to generate test methods for them. We want to generate for all, so let's select all of them. Click on OK, and here we have, you can see this annotation, add test, void money, add test, void remove money. Inside of these methods is where we're going to make the implementation of the tests that we want to perform when we add, remove money, when we want to see if it's open, when we want to see if it's for tuition, the account. Well, when we test, we know that we assert something and we check if the assertion that we have made is correct or not. If it's correct, what's going to happen? Our console here is going to tell us that all the tests have passed, otherwise it's going to say no. We're going to see error messages right here. I want to test if I add $50,000 to my bank account, I'm going to have $50,000 there while the previous value was 0. So 0 plus 50,000 needs to get me 50,000. That's what we know. Cool. If you don't have this interface as mine, you probably have different annotations here. You may have some errors. How to solve them? Well, these errors may be due to the jUnit being only configured for the running moment. jUnit is a framework that is going to be added when you run your application, okay? But you can make it visible here when you are compiling your application. If that's your case, I recommend you to hover on the red lines if you have, and use the IDE to help you through getting the test annotation correct. Or come here on File, Project Structure, select jUnit. If it's compile, leave it compile. If it's test, just change it to compile. If you leave on test, you're going to see some errors here. Okay, so you can add testing to class path or add what is in your IDE, because the message may not be this one, but come here, project structure, compile and apply. Okay, cool. We have our SafeBox Test class. We need to come out here outside and create what? The test for this class. Right click. I have added SafeBox Test, but if you don't have here, click on Create SafeBox Test. Mine has already done automatically, and here you can see SafeBox Test and it's not main. Cool. Don't create only for a specific method. So I could just create a SafeBox Test method for the void add money method. Right clicking here and create add money. So I recommend you to come out here on the class SafeBox on the final part, right click and create. How? For me it's already created. I have the edit possibility. Let's start creating some code. Add money, we're going to make an implementation here. What do we want? We want a SafeBox saying my box is going to be equal to new SafeBox. Let's pass the join name, say that he has $3,000 and this account is for tuition fees. Cool. Let's add some money. The return type of this method is double. So double, let's say balance, now is going to be equal to my box that add money. How much? Let's add $500. Cool. We make an assertion and we have to see if our assertion is cool or not. We have methods here and responsible for telling us if our assertion is correct or not from what we are being backed with in our method. Let's write assert what? Assert equals. The first parameter is what we expect to see. We expect to see 3,500 and actual is what we are testing. Okay, is the value that holds what we want to check. We want to see if we are backed with 3,500 where in our balance. Cool. Let's run here and see our output. It's building. Let's wait. We don't have a main, you can see. Let's wait. We're using the SafeBox Test here. Class is finishing. Instantiating tests. Cool. We have here the results of our tests. Remove money is open and is for tuition. These tests are going to be okay. All the tests, when our application tests, we're going to have successful tests here because we still don't have any implementation. Let's come here and see add money. Add money took 5 milliseconds to execute and we have a positive result. Test is passed for these 4 methods. Let's make something different here and put 3,800. Test again. We shouldn't see this failure. Okay, one test failed. Which test? Add money. Cool. Expected 3,500 but actually we have 3,500. Let's click. Here we have the difference. Okay, so what happens now? The developer is going to debug this part. We have a problem. SafeBox here. A developer could do something. See if what is expecting is what it should be. In our case, we know that it's wrong. That's why we have this problem. Otherwise, the problem could be inside of our add money method. We could go there and start inspecting everything there. Let's change to 3,500. Here we have our test. Now let's remove money. Create an instance here to remove money from our SafeBox. We want to first create an account for, okay, let's say for Oprah. Give her $5,000 and we are going to remove only 400 from her bank account. 400. Cool. Assert equals what? Let's see if this test is going to pass. For me, this test is going to be passed just because 5,000 minus 400 is not equal to what I expect. Let's see. Remove money has a problem. What problem? Expected this value, as you can see, but actually we have 4,600 and that's true. Let's come here and remove, change to see if we have the desired output. Okay, everything passed and it's cool. Is open or not? We know that it's open. We are going to assert. Let's create an instance here only of my box and say Carolina. We don't have any balance, but we want to assert what? true. We want to assert if it's true what? If my box is open, simply. And if it's open, I'm going to show a message here. I have this possibility to show a message according to the output. If it's true, what are we going to say? My box is open. Let's test. Okay, we have this method is open, passed the test. But let's say assert false. And see, okay, this test failed. My box is open, expected false. So I should put here is not open. Do you see what's going on? Our box is not open. That's why we have true here, and we're checking if it's false. That's wrong. What it does, it prints this message saying your box is not open. Here we have expected false but found true. This is another test that we can make. Let's come here and say that we want to assert only if it's true. Remove a message from now. Is for tuition. Let's see if it's for tuition. Let's create an instance here and assert equals. Assert here. Assert equals. What we expect? We expect it to be of type 1. Let's see if our SafeBox here, my box, that is for tuition. Is for tuition returns us a boolean. Okay, we want to get something different. We want to get the account type of our field. We should get here the box type. So let's add a getter here. I'll insert a getter for our type. If our box type is 1, it's going to pass the test, otherwise it's going to fail. Cool. If I want to see if it's for travel or not, it's going to fail because my box that get box type is returning me something different. Expected 2 but found 1, and 1 for us is what? Is tuition. Cool. This is really the basics about testing with our jUnit framework. It's important you get used to work with this because you're going to face tests in real world situations when you work as a professional developer. We've developed an app and testing it with jUnit. Follow us and please help us to grow. jUnit is something that most people don't teach you, and I'm teaching you here from the tech skills because you need to know how to use it. Don't forget to reward us with your big like, subscription, following on Instagram also.